Geographer. He's got a few more tricks than just geography, though.
Yeah, geography's not me. Geographer's fine.
There's exchanged looks between Quintessa and Val.
Now, it would be very helpful if everyone could stay very close to me, because I will be casting an invisibility sphere.
Are we expecting to fight right away, Barnabus?
No, but I would prefer us not to be seen. I mean, granted, there's a number of clouds. We probably won't be seen anyway, but just in case.
Alright. Bear the right things by you. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah. He drinks a Seamless.
Okay.
Barnabus. Oh yeah. We'll mark off the spells first. Yeah. Spending big points.
Yeah, okay.
And just for shits and giggles, a bit of invisibility.
Oh no, do a Magi not have the invisibility? Shit.
They must. There's no way they don't have the invisibility.
Invisibility. Nope, it's not on the mages list.
Really? That's wild to me.
I was wondering, I'm like, where's the see invisibility for Val? It's not there.
I almost... I have to look at... I'm like, I can't be right. Bard, Skald, Sorcerer, Wizard, Arcanist, Adept, Alchemist, Inquisitor, Summoner, Witch, Bugger. Yeah. That's crazy.
Alright, I think there was a way for him to get through at least mischance, which might be his poor man way of... Well, it's True Strike, basically.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
No. Basically, he wants a wand of see and viz, basically. Because he's got use magic device for wands, but...
Yeah.
This is for who?
Val. Quintessa knows that Val's see invisibility wand has run out and they're not cheap. Like,
Yeah.
second
Val,
personal spell.
Here. You can... Here, this one. I'm going to use an alchemical allocation. I will share my Seeing Viz with him. Alchemical allocation allows you to...
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank
I have
you.
another set prepared.
Thank you, he says in Elven to you.
You're most welcome, brother.
He nods.
Cog still thinks himself that he's alive.
Cog, you get the sense that Val may have grown up learning Elven, but hasn't spoken it in a while.
From his accent, too.
Yep.
Okay.
And you do catch a look at him with his helmet off. You do know he's a half-elf.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Did I build Riff properly? No, I built Val properly. Yeah, Riff is going to cast a see invisibility.
It's the first time playing him. If he doesn't have it, fuck it, he's got it now. Switch one out.
Yep. Barnabus keeping an eye on Riff. Give me a spellcraft.
Okay. This is spellcraft plus 30 wood. Okay, plus 37. $53.
50. Okay. Riff does cast like a bard, but he also casts like a skald, and it's like he's combining both casting methods to cast his spells. Somehow he has both bard spells and skald spells, which are the same list, but he might be a gestalt. and they might all just be one giant pool of spells. Like he's doing both.
There's some bullshit there.
Riff, if you see his combined Bard Scald list, has 12 third level spells per day.
Okay.
It's just the same list. I'm like,
Yeah.
am I going to keep 2? I'm like, no, I'm just going to make them special. He's figured out how to put them all together.
Yeah.
Gives you a slight advantage by just basically having a larger spell list. But
Okay.
yeah, he's definitely going. I think Widget will save his spells, given that there's lots of people casting See Invisibility. Are all of you going on the flight to have a look?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think we want to separate.
I don't think we are.
Okay. Is anyone in this group lawful
Lawful?
in alignment?
Yes.
I think Cog is, yeah.
Quintessa is lawful.
Soran is lawful.
Mm.
And Eamon is lawful, or is he?
Yeah,
Is
lawful.
lawful.
Cog's lawful.
Okay. The lawful characters can hear something on the wind. It's just maybe it's kind of through the ground, but it's like a low sort of rumbling.
Does anyone else hear that?
Yes, I hear something interesting. Some kind of grumbling.
Whatever it is, you feel very inspired from. And while it's hard to strain when you get closer, all lawful creatures may have a bardic song running.
Plus,
5.
Okay. Let's hope these aren't lawful gnolls.
It's like some sort of weird chanting.
Okay.
And it goes away, and you kind of you feel crestfallen when you can't hear it anymore. But then you can hear it again, and it's like reverberating through the earth.
Well, I don't hear anything, so.
Is anyone in this group chaotic in alignment?
Brennos might be. I don't know if he's neutral or.
No, I think Brennos is just straight on neutral.
Oh yes, that's right. He is. What about?
he has to be.
Widget is
Neutral.
neutral. Riff is neutral.
So we have no chaotic characters.
Okay. Yeah, there's something really inspiring going on, and it's in the direction of where you guys are flying.
Okay. Let's see where this leads us.
We need to
Okay.
take that back with us, whatever it is.
Barnabus is going to collect everybody close together.
Yep.
Please stay close within the sphere. And he is going to spend a mythic point to cast Invisibility Sphere. I believe that's 10 feet. I should check that before I'm spending mythic points. Sphere. 10-foot radius emanation, yes. Shouldn't be too hard given the number of people and the fact that we're flying.
Okay. So everyone's invisible,
Everyone's invisible.
and as long as they stay within the sphere.
As long as they stay within the sphere, yes.
All right. You basically link hands as you fly on this particular journey to keep people from wandering off. You're not going at the super quick speed. You're just sort of moving quickly over the mountains to have a good look. As you get closer, you do feel the chanting get stronger. And when you're in this view, the chanting is in full effect, and those that can hear the strange, like throat chanting, are receiving a +5 Bard Song.
Okay.
Is it, what kind of language is it?
Throat chanting. It's no language any of you have ever
Wah, 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 wah.
There might be a language buried in it.
Alright, let's make a linguistics check. Oh, you can't hear it. Never mind.
Hog, what languages do you speak?
It's not that many. Elven, Sylvan, Draconic, Goblin, Dwarvish, Gnomish, Gith.
That's enough.
Oh, you do hear.
More languages than I speak.
So I'm gonna get you to switch Gith, or actually to put in brackets beside Gith that it's githzerai that you know.
Githzerai.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got it.
The throat chanting is githzerai. You catch some of it as like inspirational quotes to stand against the chaos. The problem with githzerai is that they have a lot of idioms that you don't know the meaning of, but the throat chanting itself seems to be inspiring to someone like you of a monastic tradition. To those that don't speak githzerai or just interpret it all as sort of murmuring, whatever it is incredibly inspiring to those that are lawful bent.
Okay.
As you fly over...
Sorry, just a quick thing. It would be so awesome if someone mythically carved the mountains and hardened them in such a way that as the wind blows, they just naturally do this.
This sound?
Yeah, that'd be so amazing. Okay, sorry, that was pretty cool. Okay, go on, sorry.
Okay. There are... Well, first I'm going to move your tokens.
This is where I fight.
I lure my enemies here.
I hope the gnolls are chaotic. Otherwise, shit.
Okay, on the other side of the mountain, you do see that there is a pass, and that snow and ice has covered some ancient steps that have been carved into the mountaintop, and there are strange parapets and an entrance to a citadel. This must be Graystone Citadel. The doors are flanked by two ice-covered giant stone statues of githzerai. They look like they're wearing monk's robes and are standing at attention. There is a smattering of campfires and animal skin tents and a lot of very tired-looking gnolls that are lingering about, tending to the fires, and rushedly, when they go, leave their tents, kind of try to return to the warmth of their tents. There is an odd glow about the building, in particular the entrance. And the murmuring sound, it seems like it's coming from both within and maybe just from the stones themselves that are not of the same type of stone as the surrounding mountainside. It's clearly some very odd stone architecture. Not a single creature notices you as you invisibly, like wisps of wind, are flying around.
Magic!
Magic! So is the front door open, or?
There is a very large stone door that is closed.
Can we find any places to slip through whilst in our gaseous forms?
You could fly right up to the front if you want.
Yep.
Okay. When you fly up to the front, one of the things you do notice is that near the doors there seems to be that strange glow about it. Kind of a smudge in the air is actually like fresh air on the other side.
Okay. Yay.
Weird that the gnolls are... Well, I guess there's quite a lot of them in those tents.
Right now, my guess is they're waiting for an opening. Like the giant statues are probably smacking them when they get too
They've
close.
been here for a while. There's a bunch of detritus of their campsite. It doesn't look like they go very far to throw things out. There's a lot of, how shall we say, scraped excrement and some bones. It does look like some of the bones are animals that might be found down at lower altitudes. It does look like some of the bones also might be victims.
Okay.
They've all been picked clean, even the marrow sucked out. And while you're searching for traps, there's just heaps of this garbage, like people open the doors and throw the garbage down the steps.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Your perception for traps.
oh. The traps. 40.
This place you actually still see carved into the stone. They may have once put some very powerful rune here. Abjurative, most likely in nature. That rune is gone. There are signs that people have humanoid-sized have tried to tamper with the door, like trying to pry it open, and they obviously succeeded. There is a bit of a crack that you guys could flow through as invisible gaseous things. You're going to flow in?
Yep.
Okay. Who is going first? Like it'll take a couple of rounds for each person to kind of squeeze through the crack.
I think Barnabus has to go first. Just because he's got no way to communicate to anybody, someone else go first.
Okay.
Everyone's following Barnabus, so Barnabas really.
Yep.
Who wants to go second? That's up to debate, but I think.
Yeah, Cog will be last.
I think Cog should be second.
Eamon would be second. Sure, Cog will go second. That's fine.
All right. I'm going to unfog area leading up to the door. So this kind of represents the door in that overhang. The stone is really strange, Barnabas. It's nothing you've seen before.
Okay.
And the noise for everyone else when you touch the stone, it's like the stone is emanating the throat chanting. All right,
No. Cog knows the gnolls are. They jump through planes, right?
Yeah, you did spend some time speaking with the gnolls who taught you how to do your dimensional hopping.
Dimensional hopping, right?
Yep.
He's wondering if this is really like this is a path that there's a temple here.
Well, there are two giant statues of two monk githzerai guarding the door. They don't react, they don't animate or anything, they don't move. Apparently they haven't taken offense to the gnolls being here, if indeed they are creatures. They look like statues.
Knowledge Arcana?
Yeah, are you going through?
No,
or?
he's gonna go through.
Okay.
That's,
Yep. All right, so Barnabas is trying to pour some of his form into the other side. You feel really, really exposed when you've got to you're kind of like half in the door and half in the other room. You're like you stick
Just think about how vulnerable you are crawling through a window.
Right.
The beating ensues there. It's
Yes.
gonna be bad.
There is light on the other side, and there is a large number of mobs of gnolls that seem to be in this strange chamber. There's a beautiful and confusing looking circle along the ground that have all sorts of glyphs in them. The stone is also of the same stone outside with somewhat of a brownish tinge to it. What is cog? Why are there 2 cogs? Oh, are these your
Cog
Those
has
are the dimensional
dimensional
trippy
cogs?
guys, or
Yeah.
trippy?
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
You need the dimensional cog. Anyways.
I forgot you can do that really cool thing.
Yep, I was just reading like the chain of 4 feet that allows me to do it.
There are strange geometric patterns that are along this place, and then the gnolls that look like they've been living in here for quite some time are much larger and stronger than the gnolls that are outside.
Okay.
There are whole groups of them. Curious are the 5 glittering portals along the walls of the hexagonal room. The portals themselves betray no signs as to where they leave or go to. You're 1 round in, you're half in the crack of the door when you're kind of taking this all in.
I'm invisible. I am the center of the invisibles. This is
Got it.
just a question of shut the fuck up and let it happen.
Yep. Well, mostly I'm asking, are you pushing your way all the way
he's pushing
in?
his way all the way.
Okay. There's fresh air in here, and apparently the negative effects of being at high altitude are no longer affecting you.
Okay.
Like there's fresh air and the right pressure, and the constructors of this place saw these things. It's actually a little bit warm. Now, some of these gnolls do have cook fires running, and you do see signs of them inhabiting this place for a good amount of time. There are all sorts of tracks of dirt through this place. They don't seem to respect the drawings or the big magic circle. Some of their tents and sleeping garment or bedrolls, animal skins, weapons are littered all throughout this place. There's just a general chatter as some of them are talking. Do you speak Gnoll?
No.
Okay.
Let me double check. I don't think I do, but
This particular group of gnolls has a lot of them that look like they are praying, and they're all chanting Yeenoghu, intermittent throughout their prayers.
knowledge, religion, or planes.
Either or.
I think they're both the same.
Knowledge legends.
Yes.
That dude's dead. Alright,
FYI.
Yes.
knowledge, yeah, either or, it's going to be 62 with a take 10.
Okay. You know that Yeenoghu was a demon prince. He was the demon prince of gnolls and ghouls.
Yeah, that was always weird.
Like he battled with Orcus over
Who gets the
who gets ghouls, lordship over ghouls, at least from the demon perspective. And that some time ago, a group of heroes went into Yeenoghu's realm in the abyss and killed him. You believe they were called the Heroes of Aegis, and they fought through a bunch of his aspects to finally confront Yeenoghu himself. There are rumors that Yeenoghu was not of his right mind when they confronted him, that he may have been shifting from evil into just a chaotic entity.
Okay.
Nevertheless, he was destroyed and Not much was heard from the heroes of Aegis afterwards. In fact, I think they disappeared. They disappeared after that event. Many believe that these mythic heroes died by performing this task.
Say it ain't so, Marty.
What's that?
Say it ain't so, Marty.
His death happened within the last century.
Okay.
You don't know exactly what date. It wasn't yesterday. It wasn't 200 years ago. It was sometime in the last 100 years.
All right.
Cool.
Okay, well, we can't tell anybody anything till we're
Yep. Are you finishing going
just gonna
through?
finish going through.
Okay. Give me
Just out
a,
of curiosity, were the bones outside of sentient creatures?
yeah, some of them were of like deer and bears and things that you'd find at lower altitudes. Some of them were of victims of humanoids.
Yeah.
Are you searching through like they're all around you right now? It looks like they open these doors and maybe just throw their garbage out.
No, he's just identifying whether he's going to kill the creatures that are inside or not.
Okay. All right, Barnabas, you are through. Give me a stealth check with a plus 20.
35.
Okay, there are a lot of eyes. I need to check to see what gnoll troops. What they have is perception checks. Graystone. All right, they are distracted. They were not expecting any problems. They're plus 22 perceptions. They're at minus 4. There are 3 of them. 22, 36, and 21.
36 does it.
All right, one of the gnolls over here scratching himself and looks like he's heading towards the door. And he's like looking. Let me just grab a gnoll token, like just to represent a single. Yeah. He barks. He's talking to the door.
Don't say anything because I won't respond with the right password. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah. With your high linguistics, he's asking who's there.
Maybe it's time to go back through the other side.
Who was second in flowing through to follow Barnabas? Was it Cog?
That will be Cog, yeah.
All right, Barnabas, you go to flow back in, but you see Cog is actually like flowing into the room.
Does he back up when he sees me going out?
I don't know, Cog. What are you doing? Barnabas is trying to push Barnabas is trying to push back against you.
Okay. I back out.
Okay. Barnabas, you then spend one round getting halfway through. You notice that the gnolls are now talking amongst themselves, and this one mob is actually moving over. Like they're getting up and gathering their weapons, something.
With any luck, they'll open the door for us.
How long does it take for us to switch back?
3 rounds. I think, or it might even be more. It might even be 10 rounds or 5 rounds.
5. I think it's 5.
All right, so Barnabas, your second round of flowing back through. What is everyone else doing?
We don't know any of this.
Right.
You just.
I'm just
Cog knows Barnabas is coming back, and everyone's kind of in
He's making space. Cog is going above him to make space.
Okay.
We should probably go to a spot where we can turn safely and jump down.
All right, Barnabas, in the round that you finish squeezing through, you can hear the doors opening.
Well, that should make it easy for me to get through.
Like you could hear their chatter, their hyena-like screeches, and a big locking mechanism is unlocking. They're turning. You caught a glimpse of the door. There is a mechanism where you can kind of shift to turn and close it open. But they're opening it. You guys have a round before they. So Barnabas starts flying up, and all of you start flying up after Barnabas. Or are you staying?
Cog just wants to go in and stealth in and just deal with it.
It's 5 rounds where they can hurt you.
If they see you.
But
you have to be within 10 feet of Barnabas, keep invisibility.
You can't hurt them
Right.
until you're solid.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, let's get up. Let's go up.
Okay, so Barnabas is flying up, and anyone straggling is going to turn visible, but they don't, and everyone begins to fly up. I'm going to go back to the other map for a second. Citadel entrance. You guys are there, but the gnolls aren't.
Okay, hold on. Entrance. Yeah, Cog's gonna float.
So you guys have
Yeah, up there.
flown up. The doors are open. There's some gnolls that are yelling at the other gnolls, and you can see much more ragged packs of gnolls kind of assembling. There are some that are whipping them awake, that actually come out of this mob and that are starting to like yell and get everyone awake. They're grabbing weapons. There are some gnolls that are just not part of the pack, or maybe they're too sick, that haven't formed pack. Maybe they're just too sick or feeble. I am going to give them all the fatigued, like all yeah. Yeah, it sucks camping up here. Everyone has got altitude sickness. Maybe they sleep in shifts. These gnolls look like they're a little bit less better equipped. They don't have great armor, most of it being hide or leathers. They do have axes and maybe slings, whereas the ones that are coming out were armed with much better weapons, great axes, better armor, probably an inch or two taller than a lot of the other gnolls. So they're barking that something's going on. They're looking around, but they don't notice that you guys have flown up into the air. And
start transforming.
You start transforming up here?
No. Let's move back like another 100 feet.
Like down this way?
Like just like up the mountain even. Just
okay.
So we're out of sight, out of mind. Sort of.
Okay, so Barnabas leads you guys out of sight.
And then we start transforming. And once we're hopefully transformed without incident?
Yeah, 3 rounds or 5 rounds go by as you transform.
Alright, so there's demon worshipping gnolls in there.
Demons?
Demon worshipping. They're worshipping a dead demon prince, mind you, but point is, let's get rid of him.
Agreed.
Why they come all this way to worship demons?
Well, there's portals in there. There's no indication at this point, just the peek I had where they go to, but best demons and worshipping gnolls don't have access to that, I would say.
Myself and the sword agrees.
Right.
Demon worshipping gnolls are bad.
Okay, so we're in agreement. Let's prepare for battle. Who has Dimension Door?
Cog, just for me. Can't share that one.
think Val probably has Dimension Door.
Long arms, vine strike.
I have one, says Val.
How many can you take with you?
4.
I can get there on my own.
Alright, I can take 4 as well, I think.
Give me haste or get there really quickly.
Hang on.
Like in a move.
Let's cast our battle spells, Dimension Door in, do I think, my lady, this is typically what we do, is we check the situation as best we can, cast our spells, get in with a teleport or Dimension Door, and just
Destroy.
Yeah.
Just
Well, we have
beat the living shit out of them.
I have a haste spell.
Val just nods to that, like that. A sound tactic.
Alright, let's start casting some fucking spells.
All right, I think
Drinking, boys!
this is a good place for us to take a bio break. At the same time, we're going to just stick a boatload of spells on our characters.
Half hour
It's going to take us a bit more time. I'm not going to stream this part because we've got 3 new characters.
Yeah.
As well as I don't know what Brennos does and I don't know what Widget does, so it's going to take us a while to actually do our buffs.
Yeah.
So we're gonna push pause here. We'll save you some viewing time of us just.
It won't be entertaining.
Well, it just sounds yucky.
Yeah.
And then we'll set up the combat and resume. I also need to eat something, so let's push pause
I have
here.
an apple fritter here
Yeah.
if you want.